Yeah, good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to African Do Podcast, episode 6. Today, we are very, very privileged to have with us an icon. I would say an icon in Kenya as a beauty and fashion space who has a fabulous story to share with us. And Dr. Joyce Gikunda of Lintons Beauty, welcome to African Do Podcast.
Thank you. I feel honored to be here today.
Yes.
To really be one of the pioneers in your podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I know there are a lot of stories to be captured.
Excellent. And thank you very much for accepting our invitation. I've known Dr. Gikunda for most of my life because I was I was a classmate of her first son in primary school and then became friends with the rest. And so I've watched the story of Lintons from the sidelines.
And your brother also was.
Yes, my brother was with Kome and also good friends in primary school. So that was great.
And then we became family friends.
Exactly.
Yes.
So let me take you back. First of all, I was pleasantly surprised. I knew you're a pharmacist by training, but I guess I did not know how far back, because when I met you, you were already running your own pharmacy. But let's go back to the beginning and speak a bit about your early days, the beginning of your career. Yeah. Take you a bit back in time. And I was pleasantly surprised to read in the profile I was reading about Lintons that you are actually the first female provincial pharmacist for Nairobi.
Oh, yes.
So you are an employee of the county.
Yes. I think of, Leonard, when I think about the beginnings,
yes,
it makes me feel so old.
Yeah. No, you shouldn't.
It makes me feel so old because I was among the second group of pharmacists to qualify from Nairobi University.
Okay.
I landed into this profession by accident.
Okay.
My choice of career was agriculture or veterinary.
Yes.
Sciences. Why? Because I'd grown up country.
Okay.
Watching and observing agricultural officers come to visit the farms. Those were the days when agriculture was really shining.
And the extension
officers would come wearing green uniforms, being driven by drivers in green Land Rovers. So as a child, that is what stuck in my mind.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be that officer, not the driver.
Okay.
I wanted to be that officer that is driven in a green uniform.
Yes.
Actually, I should have worn green today. So, in remembrance of that.
Yeah.
So gone, I did my education, my Form 4, my Form 5 and 6. I did well, thank God. And I applied for my set course. But as it would be, Nairobi University did not take me. They misplaced my papers as they were to confess later. So they took me for BSc in Makerere University.
Okay.
At that time, I was already married.
Okay.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Some secrets come out. I was married.
Okay.
So I couldn't.
Yes. Go to
because
Makerere.
Of that, I couldn't go there.
Yeah.
So they could see I couldn't go there.
Yes.
And it was by God's grace, things worked out that way because the group that went there was the last one actually to be taken there.
Okay.
Because the things happened. After first year, they were sent back. There was chaos.
Of course.
There. They were sent back. In fact, I remember even one lady died.
Yes.
And I said, Lord, you saved me from that. Thank you. So fast forward, that's when now, as they was trying to see which course to give me.
Yes.
They didn't have what I'd applied for. They had taken enough people. So they hoped and somebody said, by the way, we have this new course called pharmacy.
Yeah.
And pharmacy they are together with the medics.
Yes.
A lot of my colleagues had gone to medicine.
Yes.
But for me, I feared those waking up hours, being woken up to go to on call and what.
Yes.
My husband would not be amused. So I opted. Now I was told, they told me good things about pharmacy.
Okay.
I never knew about it. There was no Google to read about it.
Of course.
No magazines to read about pharmacy. But by faith,
yes,
I said, yes, that's the course I take.
Okay.
And that has shaped my journey up to now.
So you join University of Nairobi,
yes,
and you take the pharmacy course.
Yes, I take.
And upon graduation, you said you're the second class because, like you rightly said, it was a new course.
Yes, it was a new course, and we were very few of us. So I got posted to the Ministry of Health.
Okay.
And I worked for the Ministry of Health nearly 10 years.
Okay.
My last posting was Nyayo House, where we started the provincial office.
Okay.
We were the pioneers, actually. So it was exciting because there it involved dealing with hospitals, even private hospitals. Okay. You go inspect their pharmacies, check whether they have the right personnel working there.
Yeah.
Whether the medicines are stored properly, and so forth and so forth. Yeah. So it was good. But in the meantime, I had this nudge, or as a family, we started thinking with my husband, we need something. Yes. We need to moonlight.
Something of your own.
Something of our own. Yeah. We were entrepreneur. My husband was an entrepreneur. Yeah. He did BCom.
Yes.
He was a marketer by profession. He was working for a big firm, Colgate Palmolive those days. So he encouraged. I mean, we looked at both of us. Who was the one who could go out?
Who's the likely one?
Who is the likely one to start this family business?
Yes.
Now, you look at the salary. I was earning so little.
Yes.
But I was so content and happy with my little pay.
Yes.
For me, it is the job that really satisfied me and made me happy. So even to get out there and start the pharmacy, because I felt if we have gotten our own pharmacy at the CBD, there were very few pharmacies owned by Africans that time.
Yeah.
So it was a privilege as well.
But so your first pharmacy was in Nairobi CBD? Or?
No, our first pharmacy was when I was moonlighting, still working with the government.
Yes.
Was in Eastlands.
Okay.
Buruburu.
In Buruburu.
In Buruburu. We were the first in those places.
To open a pharmacy
a pharmacy there.
Yeah, and it was called Tropical.
So, Tropical Pharmaceuticals.
Okay.
And it did very well. Many people, my friends still remember it up to date.
Okay.
And so that's where we practiced. And a lady pharmacist, a colleague who was working for us. So in the evenings, I would replace her and...
So you're at work. You're in your government job, 8 to 5.
Yes.
You have employed someone to work at Tropical.
Yes.
And then after work, you pass by there. You put in a shift.
My husband also comes. We put in a shift. We close at about 8 and head back home.
Okay.
So we practiced there a bit, and several years, a friend of ours called for a pharmacy that was on sale.
Yes.
And that happened to be Linton's Pharmacy.
Yes.
At CBD, Transnational Plaza.
Yes.
To be specific.
Okay.
And that was a turning point.
Okay.
So this is where we sat and said, now it has to be full-time. One of us has to be there.
Because you've now got, first of all, you've how do I put this? You've now become entrepreneurs. You run your own pharmacy. Yes. You know the ins and outs of what it means to do that.
We are enjoying it. We feel now we are confident enough.
Yeah.
We can offer the service. We can get source the medicines. We have made connections.
Okay.
Per se, and I mean there was no doubt that that's where we wanted to be.
Okay.
Yes.
So you get this pharmacy,
yes,
and it's in town. That's Transnational is what's this street?
Mamangina Street.
Mamangina Street.
Street, yeah.
So Mamangina
We're so fond of
Street,
it.
and then you acquire it.
We acquire it.
Yeah.
This is all the way in 1988.
88.
Yes.
Someone is leaving, or someone is just moving on to other things?
Someone is leaving actually for UK.
Okay.
It was an Asian gentleman.
Yes.
The family was leaving for UK.
Yes.
And they were either looking for somebody to give a job,
yes,
or to sell.
Okay.
So we managed to convince him to sell to us.
And
yes.
and there you become the proprietors of Linton. Linton.
Yes, and we felt here it requires attention, personalized attention, for it to succeed.
So you stepped down from your role. You resigned from your role in the government.
Yes.
And you now come into the pharmacy.
I now came to the pharmacy on day-to-day basis. At least this one, we were not working up to very late, although we continued still with the tropical for a while.
Okay.
With somebody there.
Yes.
But I was basically based now on Mamangina one.
Okay.
Yeah, at the Lintons. And entering that, let me tell you about the first day when I entered there. It was a run-down pharmacy.
Yes.
It's not what you know of Lintons nowadays. Mm-hmm. It was run down with just a messenger there. I think because they wanted to close and they wanted to leave, they had no stock.
Okay.
But they kept the doors open because I think they were thinking of attracting a buyer.
True.
So what would happen is this elderly guy, he would sit there. Customer comes, gives a prescription, and the messenger runs through the back, goes to another pharmacy, gets a prescription filled, then comes quickly and
delivers. Yeah,
that is the state we found in this pharmacy, unkempt.
No stock.
So, and I'm happy about that because me and my husband, we love these sort of challenges because now we were able to turn it around to be what we want it to look like. We had to redo it completely.
Yes.
The counters, the restructuring, the redesigning, and all this we are not doing through designers, architects. It is ourselves.
It is yourselves.
It is ourselves. The two of us.
What we sketch, and you have your foodies.
Yes, and we have our foodies. We supervise them, and thank God he had worked out of the country for about 1 year.
Yes.
So those days, it was very hard to bring back now foreign currency. Mm-hmm. So what did he do? He bought some cars from Germany and sent them over.
Okay.
He came and sold them.
Yes.
That's how we are able to get our capital
for the business.
For the business,
so
to buy the business.
In his corporate job, he's found himself a year out of the country.
Out of the car. He was in Australia, actually.
Okay.
Yes,
and then in that year, he has bought some cars.
Some cars.
Yeah.
So he comes, sells them, and we get capital.
Okay.
And we now get out to the networks that and made warehouses in the government. Some manufacturers, local manufacturers, distributors, and all that. So I'm bringing out that because I know in business, connections, networks matter so much. Mm-hmm. They actually make you who you are.
Very true.
So we were able to approach them so that we could organize credit facilities. Mm-hmm. We could... Because when you get like 90 days, 60 days, because they know you, it's on the basis. It's not that we have any other security.
Yes.
It's that they know you. They know that you are a person of integrity. Mm-hmm. You promise to pay, you pay. Mm-hmm. That's how we started. After buying the place, of course, we didn't have much more money to pay. So on credit, we started getting those things.
So you now have... you're in Linton Pharmacies at Transnational.
Yes.
But Linton later moved. It moved location because for the longest time, I remember you at the corner of Hilton.
That was really sad.
Yes.
Sad news because 10 years, we stayed there for 10 years.
At Transnational.
We made the place look habitable. Mm-hmm. We made the place really be a business to be sought after.
Yes.
We made a lot of clientele. Mm-hmm. In the process, let me mention that we had already made a profound change
Yes.
in
what it
pharmacy,
was.
what
In
it
pharmacy.
was. Yes.
Yeah.
We found that pharmacies those days used to keep human and veterinary medicines. So here we come, and I feel, no, we need to get out the vet, especially because of the difference in clientele.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I didn't feel that they were compatible.
True.
So for us, we got out
of the veterinary side. Yeah.
And now we have empty space.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do with do we do with this?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the idea was born of cosmetics.
Mm-hmm.
Starting to treat, because the clients also guide you.
Yes.
They come with conditions that you feel that your knowledge, your education has equipped you well enough.
Yes.
To handle, to break the norm.
Yes.
And handle.
So you're telling me,
yes,
Dr. Gikunda, that your segue into the beauty side of the business was as a result of you deciding that you're not going to sell vet and human medicines at the same place.
Yes.
So you clear out the vet side of the business, and that opens space.
Yes.
And that's how the beauty...
And it was an handoff.
Okay.
And my lecturers felt that I was diluting the profession.
Yes, you're going into... These are not medicines.
These are not medicines. We've trained you to be executive. We have trained you to be that,
to be a pharmacist.
Professional, to be a pharmacist.
Yeah.
Why are you bringing nonsense here? I don't know. Powders, I don't know what. It's...
Yeah, so you've been called a sellout.
Yes, a sellout.
Yeah.
But I don't know, something was in me. I loved that area because my friend came with her daughter with acne, with rash, with what? And I treated her using the knowledge of pharmacy.
Yes.
And using the knowledge of the products, they had trained me.
Mm-hmm.
I felt then they recovered. They were looking good. Yeah. I used to feel so good about it.
Nice.
So that's how the beauty business started growing within the pharmacy.
Okay. And now, so the beauty business is working side by side?
Side by side.
One side you have the pharmacy business?
Yes.
Yeah.
Side by side.
Yeah.
And it did well. My colleagues started now picking up and actually changing their signages. Oh, it's human and cosmetics.
Okay.
No longer human and
veterinary. Yes.
Yeah. Right now, that is what makes me proud, because the whole region, the whole East Africa, you find now the combination is cosmetics and that is where cosmetics belong.
Yes.
In the pharmacy, because a pharmacist has got the know-how on the skin structure. Mm-hmm. They have the know-how on the ingredients that are used to make the cosmetics.
Okay.
So I felt that that's a big achievement that we had made.
Yeah.
Now you are asking me about the movement. The movement came 10 years down the line. Mm-hmm. We did so well. But when you are a tenant somewhere, you are in a retrack now. You know.
I know.
It's one of the challenges. We faced that challenge after 10 years.
Yeah.
The landlord comes up and says, "Oh, we are not renewing your rent. We need our place. We need our space. We want it back." Those were the days of foreign bureaus. I mean, foreign currency, forex bureaus.
Yes.
So the landlord wanted to open his own forex bureau. So we were thrown out.
Oh, no.
And ceremoniously.
And you don't have a problem paying rent.
No.
You have been a good tenant. You're running a thriving business.
Yes.
And someone comes and says, thank you very much.
We couldn't do anything. We couldn't go anywhere. We had to go. I'm telling you, I even sought to go for prayers.
Oh, no.
I was so attached to this place.
Of course.
It was doing well. Yes. I had come to love it. And so I remember going for, I think you should hear this. I was told there is a Nigerian person, those days.
Yes, a Nigerian pastor.
A staff colleague, a staff of mine who used to go to Winners or church or something. Told, Mama, I can see you are depressed.
Yes.
Let's go and take you for prayers.
Let's go.
We have people from Nigeria who are coming to pray. So we go.
Yes.
And it's a big hall.
Yeah.
There are several pastors all over the place.
Yes.
So you pick one, you go just to one. So I explain my problem. there's the landlord who is so difficult.
Yes.
And pray for me so that at least he can change his mind to see us.
He can have a change of heart.
Change of heart. And this guy looks at me and says, who tells you have to tell me what to tell God?
Not here to take instructions from you.
Instructions.
Yeah.
And he refers me, he tells me what you do is you pray.
Mm-hmm.
Leave the rest to God. If God says you have to move, you move.
Yeah.
He has a plan for you.
Yes.
And it's a plan for God.
Yes.
I want you to hear this, Leonard. God has a plan for each one of us.
Yes.
Because looking back, that was actually the beginning of better things.
Okay.
The movement.
Mm-hmm.
Because just next door, then the landlord, the GM for Hilton Hotel,
yes,
was our client.
Yes.
And he had been wanting us actually to open something.
Yes.
Next at the Hilton.
At the Hilton.
Because you would leave the pharmacies at the Hilton.
Yes.
But come to ours because ours was more looking better, better than.
So what you were so scared of,
yes,
when the landlord decides to kick you out,
yeah.
at the beginning, your mindset was, this is a disaster.
Yeah,
I've built this place over 10 years.
Yes, yes.
And then it ends up being a blessing in disguise because you move to what was really one of Nairobi's at the time iconic buildings, and you had a corner location. If I recall right, Lintons was right at the corner.
Yes.
So you ended up getting that location.
We ended up getting very easily, no goodwill, nothing.
Wow.
I'm telling you, things worked out so well.
And all because the GM was your customer at the pharmacy. Yeah.
I loved our service.
Yes.
And so he quickly said, come. But the only condition,
yes,
you have to use our architect to now do the design.
Okay.
And this was a Mzungu architect.
Yes.
Very expensive.
Yes.
So we had to work by all means, try and get money.
Yes.
We now, for the first time, we went to the bank to ask for a loan.
Yes.
And this loan, the interest was very high those days.
Where are we now from a timeline perspective? We're in the...
This was 1996, around 1996. There.
96.
96.
So interest rates were
over 30-something.
In the 30s?
In the 30s. But we were determined to take this place.
Mm-hmm.
And he designed a fantastic place. State of the art.
Yes.
Even today, there is a lift. There's a lift that was taking medicines from up because the dispensary was upstairs and bring it down. I mean, it was something that you as the owner or even the client is mesmerized. So we do that place. And then now, because of the knowledge we have of cosmetics that we really want to pursue this, we now design even a consultation space.
Okay.
For person who comes to consult on cosmetics in the new space, and we have now designed for the cosmetics side nicely, so it was a nice fit out. So we stayed there up to about 2007, and this time now we are getting wiser by reading magazines. Still, we are on fax.
Yes.
We are not on emails. We are not on, It was like, I mean, when you look back, it's like the old
it's
age.
Like the Stone Age.
The Stone Age. We would write letters to suppliers overseas.
Yes.
Suppliers like the Stronda you see nowadays, a Stronda group of companies, Neutrogena suppliers, and so forth and so forth. And we write to ask them to supply us directly.
Yeah.
But we would get, for almost 10 years, we were getting a no, a decline. Oh, we are not yet ready to come to Africa. When we start, we'll start in South Africa, and then we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
We persevered until they came to South Africa.
And you kept writing?
And we kept writing. We didn't give up. Until 2007, one day they came. they came to visit Kenya.
Yes.
They went around and they landed at our pharmacy. They looked at it and somehow they were impressed. They said, of all the places we have gone, we've realized that you are struggling. You have something about cosmetics,
Yes.
but you are not yet there. But we can partner. We'll train you. We'll show you how it is done. But the condition is you have to open a standalone beauty store.
You cannot be our
concept,
part of a pharmacy.
Yes, our concept is not to be in pharmacy.
Okay.
And we were willing to do that. So side by side, by coincidence, or by, I don't know, God's grace, Westgate Mall was just opening that year.
Yeah.
We booked a space. And these people were kind enough to make counters in South Africa.
Yes.
And shape them all the way so that they show us how those counters should look like.
Yeah.
The standards they want.
Yeah.
That's our first beauty shop, standalone beauty shop.
Okay.
Yes. So we ran the pharmacy side by side with the beauty shop.
Okay, and now Lintons Beauty as a standalone brand is born.
And yes.
Yeah.
But 2012, we now started making comparisons. And we decided, wow, it's much easier. It's more exciting to run the beauty side
to run the pharmacy. Yeah.
And since we are growing older and we want to retire, maybe this is a business we can retire to.
Okay.
And the rest is history. So we sold off our pharmacy that was doing very well.
Yes.
In 2012, and focused more on the beauty side.
Wow.
Yes. And as we went on, Leonard, this is 2012, we have sold the pharmacy.
Yes.
2013, the fateful Westgate bomb blast happened.
Yes. How many years after? That's 2 years.
About 2 years.
2 years after you've opened
No, we opened 207.
Yeah, okay. 207. So you've been in Westgate for a while.
Westgate for a while.
Yes.
For a while.
Yeah.
And we've also moved on and opened another one at the junction.
Okay. So
we are running now the two of us.
Yeah.
And we sit there, we are feeling so happy. We're feeling that, hey, like the rich fool.
You have arrived.
We have arrived. We've reached. We have arrived. So, least did we know.
Yes.
God's ways are not our ways.
Yes.
2013, the bomb blast comes.
True.
And Westgate is flattened out.
Yes.
So we are left with one store.
Was that your flagship store?
The Westgate was.
Yes, it
Westgate was. Yeah. So we just left now with the junction. At this stage, we are a bit devastated.
Yes.
So we call our sons and we say, now we are about to retire. Are you interested in this business, or we sell it the way we sold them?
Yes, the way we sold the pharmacy. Yeah.
And because they were there, we always include them in our businesses. Okay. By the way, we have always involved them from the word go.
Yes.
So we called a board meeting and we are asking them this. And they laughed. They said, what, Mom and Dad, are you crazy? You sent us out there to study.
Yes.
We did well. Now you want us to come back and run us one shop.
Wow.
A shop. I think for them, they were looking at it and seeing it. It's like a corner shop somewhere.
It's too small.
Like these shops that sell milk and bread.
You sent me to get the best education money can buy. Now you want me to come and run one shop.
And we run this business, all of us with you.
Yeah.
One shop.
Yeah.
One shop.
Yeah.
And actually it started. He said, it dawned on us. Actually, it's one.
Yeah.
And we are asking all of them to come and run it. What are we thinking?
What are we going to do? Yeah.
So he said, so what do you want us to do? And that's the first time now we learned something new as well. He said, you know what? The way it is right now, it's like you are dying horse. Can you have some life
Yes.
in this
Get
business.
some energy in you.
Scale up.
Okay.
So the first time I heard the word scale up.
Yes.
And we started asking, what is scale up?
Uh-huh.
So because, of course, they were educated, they started now telling us what
This is
scaling up is.
interesting. Yeah.
You have to spread. You have to grow the business.
Yes.
And it was prophetic.
Yes.
Because from there, malls started mushrooming in Nairobi.
Yes.
And because our store was very well designed,
yes,
a lot of landlords would reach out to us and say, we would like a store like this in our mall. Over time, we started becoming like a sub-anchor tenant.
Okay.
Up to date.
You are.
That's what we
now
are.
Now you are considered
That's
a sub-anchor.
What we are.
Yes.
And we are happy because we are challenged. I am saying this because I love challenges. When you find a challenge, when you face a challenge in business, always get to know that it's a stepping stone. It's a door opening.
Yeah.
Look carefully because there is a better door or an extra door opening for you to step in. You can easily miss it if you sit there mooning.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you've brought up some very interesting topics, and I'd like to leave the business, the Linton's business aside, and just maybe unpack this topic. Yeah.
Yes.
That I think many Africans, if I dare say so myself, have struggled with. Yeah. And the first one is transitions. Yeah. I think now I can say you you ceded the helm of the business to one of those sons who was telling you
scale up.
Scale up. Yeah. One of the scale up candidates came of age and now on a day-to-day basis runs the business as the CEO.
Yeah.
But it's not common. So maybe you can just walk us through your thinking, you and your husband.
Yes.
Because we do see that in an African context quite a bit, where you have parents who give their children, a brilliant education, but after they get that education, will not give them the chance to contribute to the growth and development of their wealth or capital, like you have done. So maybe just tell us a bit about your thinking.
Oh, to me, I take this as a blessing.
Yes.
I don't take it for granted. It took several years actually trying to talk some sense into the young man.
Yeah.
Trying to convince him.
Yes.
And most of the time it's, you can't afford me.
Yes.
And indeed, we couldn't.
I'm a big boy. Indeed. He was a high-flying.
Yes.
He was a high-flying executive elsewhere. Yeah.
But the most fortunate thing is that, like I mentioned before, we had involved all of them in the business from the beginning, even when they were in school.
Yes.
During the school holidays, they would come and help me
in the
business.
Yeah.
Yes. In the pharmacy and in the other. So they were exposed. It was nothing new to them. And they liked it. They liked the business. They could see that it is this business that has actually taken them to school.
Yes.
Brought them this far. Secondly, they started seeing that actually it's genuine. These people need to have some rest. They have worked so hard. So by grace of God, with a lot of prayer, God touched one of them.
Yes.
And he finally said, yes.
I'm coming.
And this happened first of all, he took a sabbatical leave, I think 2017.
Yes.
Around 2017.
Yeah.
He came in because he's a tech background.
Yes.
Came and set the systems for us.
Yes.
Then he left back to his job.
Yes.
Then 2019, that's when he was touched.
Yes.
And he came and joined us.
Excellent.
God was paving the way for another challenge, because he joined us around September 2019.
Yes.
And you remember 2020?
Yes.
COVID breaks.
Of course, COVID comes.
And if you're above 60, you go up country.
Yes.
You go away.
You get out of the city.
You get out of this city.
Yes.
So we were able to get out of the city
Yes.
for like 8 months.
Yes.
And this young man was actually swimming in the deep end
Yes.
of this business by himself.
Yes.
Which I feel that it was God designed for him now to set up the system as his own. Not what we are telling him,
yes,
but the way it ought to be,
yes,
according to him, according to his generation and all that. And that's where we are. We are excited that he is part of us. And even his brothers give him a lot of support.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's very interesting. And like I said, I know your sons.
Yes.
And I think you have, I think I can say that you have fostered a very entrepreneurial mindset in them,
yeah,
by virtue of what you've done, because we are now benefiting from your story on the podcast, but they've lived it, you know.
Yes, they have.
And I know that your other son is also an entrepreneur in his own right, and doing his own thing.
Yes.
And so do you feel that the influence and confidence that parents show in their children drives what? Because Africa is at a very interesting place. You know, before we started recording the podcast, we were speaking about other brands that we have interacted with that in the Restructuring forum. And you can see Kenya, lots of emerging brands, local brands built to an international standard like yours. Do you think we should see more of that in the local landscape?
Oh, yes. I believe when you make me actually quite sentimental, because when I look at Kenyans, we are so privileged.
Yes.
We have so much talent.
Yes.
And all we need is just a little encouragement.
Yeah.
And we'll get mushrooming. I mean, all those mushrooming. We can be more creative than we are. And as you mentioned, my sons, let me give credit to my husband, because I think as a man, he's been very intentional.
Yes.
In encouraging his sons to be entrepreneurs.
Yes.
He's been very intentional in involving them.
Yes.
In the business at an early stage, because sometimes a lot of us parents wait until the last minute, until you can't move.
Yes.
That's when you are leaving a shell. That's when you're leaving something that your son or daughter cannot even figure out. But for us, we feel good because they know what's going on. And the key thing is not really to hold on so much to what you have thinking it's yours. It is not mine.
Yes.
This business is not just the families.
Yes.
Remember, we have employees. There are so many of them.
Yes.
That's where they feed their families from. That's where they educate their children from. So I call it our business.
Yes.
It's our business. And I pray that many Kenyans can come up and start businesses like that. Look at an example of Naivas now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, backtracking now to just, there's another theme that I want to explore further.
Yes.
You said that when you moved from the transnational building to the Hilton, you were forced to take on, not by choice, but you're told have to. Probably if it was by choice, it was not the architect that you would have chosen.
Yes, true.
But by picking that architect who the GM of the Hilton insisted you have to work with, you then uplifted your standards of your brand.
Yes.
And when you looked at the final product of what you're like, okay, I've paid a fair penny for this, but it does look really nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so am I correct in saying that experience of using that architect to design that space changed your mindset? Because like you said at the beginning, you are with your fundis and it was you and your husband, but now you have gone to upscale design in this country that has a lot of talent. And you're like, whoa, okay, So
absolutely, Leonard. I've come to trust. I've come to really feel that everybody has a part to play.
yes,
They respect other professionals.
yes,
Nowadays, it's not like when we started.
yes.
We have to get the right. If it's accounts,
yes,
before my husband used to struggle doing the accounts,
himself.
everything. When you are
You're
startup, oh my
everything.
God, you're doing everything.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I know there is a place for the finance person.
Yes.
There's a place for the marketer.
Yes.
There's a place for the architect.
Yes.
The designer.
Yes.
The merchandiser.
Yeah.
It's a body.
Yeah.
It's a body that needs to be, yes.
I think one of the best things I had with regard to that is someone who once told me, he says, listen, always remember that as good and as passionate as you are at what you do, there's someone who's as passionate about his line, and your job is to find them and work with them.
Yes, and things become better.
Yeah,
you get a better product.
Yes,
when you involve others.
So now you have, let's come back now to Lintons Beauty. Lintons Beauty, you've had your meeting with your family, you've decided you're going to embark on this scale-up journey, and you start. Malls are opening, but fast forward to today, you are... how many stores are you? I think Lintons Beauty, you have 2 brands, if I understand you correctly. You have Lintons Beauty that has phenomenal partnerships with global beauty brands.
Lux. We deal with Lintons, focuses on Lux brands.
Yeah, luxury brands,
Yes, we bring things like Dior, Chanel, Clinique, Estée Lauder.
And this is the direct relationship with this relationship.
Once we broke away with 2 of them, the others followed suit. So it was not the struggle that we had for 10 years.
Yes, of writing now letters.
Of writing letters. Now it is for them actually approaching us to date.
Okay.
We have numerous requests that we can't fulfill.
Okay.
That would you keep our brand? Would you deal with our brand? We feel flattered by that.
Yes.
Now, as we continued, maybe one thing I would like to bring out, it is, I keep on talking about the challenges in business.
Yes.
I'm excited by challenges.
Yes.
So the challenge now we started facing as we grew to over 30 stores.
Yes.
Is that the staff ought to be well trained.
Yes.
And it's not a 1-day or 2-day training. This is for somebody to be a consultant of the level you want.
Yes.
It takes over a year.
Yes.
To be honest. And what we did is these brands are very, very powerful with training.
Yes.
They would send a trainer. They send trainers to us every quarter. A trainer is here from France or from South Africa or from US to train on their brand.
Yes.
And then they would come and train just a few staff that man their counters. And we are learning, we are seeing all this, we are seeing the importance of it, how the girls are being transformed through these trainings.
Yes.
And then then fast forward, came to 2017.
Yes.
Whereby we now got our first real competitor.
Yes.
In the market. This real competitor comes and is setting shop.
Yes.
At Westgate, where we are, we have a store. And he poaches
your people.
4, not just 1, 4 from the same store.
Yes.
So you are opening January and you have no staff to open the store. And you hear how long they take to train.
To train, yes.
So we are devastated. Us and our HR, we don't know what. Now starting all over. So we could have sat there and moaned and all that, but it dawned on us.
Yes.
It's yet another challenge.
It's another challenge.
And it is proving to us that we are so good in trainings.
Yes.
That is why they could not get staff from anywhere else but from our store. We smiled.
Nice.
We said, this this is challenging us now to train even more.
Yes.
To train for them and to train
train
more
for
for
yourselves.
ourselves.
Yes.
And to train even extras to be out there for anyone who
absorbed by the
comes
market.
to be absorbed by the market.
Yeah.
And that is where the idea of a Lintons Beauty Academy was born.
Okay.
Now we have a fully French academy at the Kendall Towers in Westlands.
And what do you train there?
We started with training on skincare because we are big on skincare. Most of our products address skin issues.
Okay.
To issues and to maintain a healthy skin.
Yes.
Radiant looking and all that. Then we also emphasize on makeup.
Okay.
Covering up. You know, as ladies,
yes.
when you have a blemish, you don't want it to go, or a scar, you don't want to go expose it.
True.
So makeup and the makeup artist, we realize that it's a big profession out there.
Very true.
So we started training because most of our makeup artists have been self-trained, mostly on, you go to Google, you go to YouTube, you go where?
Yes.
When did we ever start training surgeons?
Yes.
On YouTube.
True.
I'm telling you, to get good effect, you need proper training.
Yeah.
So when we realize that, and we realize that we are at an advantaged place, whereby these international brands could give us help with the trainers.
Yeah.
We then sat and said, we are opening a school.
Okay.
So we train on skincare, makeup artistry, and lately, I want to invite you to come and see our campus. We're so proud of it.
I will.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are on 3rd floor.
Okay.
Come and see the state-of-the-art school.
Yes. And how many students?
L'Oreal has partnered with us. When they came...
L'Oreal.
Yes.
Yes.
They came and saw what we have done with the skin and makeup.
Yes.
They said, we are big in hair industry. And we want to partner with you. We want to give you grants to get them underprivileged.
Yeah.
To get the underprivileged women from Kibera, from Mathare, from wherever.
Yes.
Get them. We want you to get them. So they are sponsoring 30 students in class. They are already in class. We started in September this year. Their course will take like 7 months. And we are excited. We can't wait because we want to change the terrain. We want to change the industry. We want to upgrade it, to upscale the industry with that knowledge that they are giving us from out there. We want to equal what they do in France, what they do in US, and all that.
I'm smiling because, I mean, it's such a... Your story has so many layers to it. Now but there's a pioneering aspect to each layer.
Yes.
That's kind of unique. You know,
yes.
You started out first separating human and vet.
Yes.
Yeah. Human and vet gave birth to cosmetics and beauty.
Mm-hmm.
And then cosmetics and beauty evolved into, okay, if you're to go down this line, have a standalone store.
Yes.
And then you go through a 10-year journey of writing letters and getting to full cycle, where you come and now the brands are courting you because of the footprint.
Yes.
But I think it doesn't just stop. I think your Linton story doesn't just stop with international brand.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was reading your profile, you had you created a second brand, which is a Beauty Box. And Beauty Box, I understand, deals more with local beauty brands. Maybe you can tell us a bit about Beauty Box and the thinking behind that.
Now, as I mentioned to you, we were privileged to have our son join the business.
Yes.
Now, he came in with fresh ideas as well.
Yeah.
He looked at this outfit and realized we are focusing too much on the lux.
On the top end of the market.
On the top end of the market.
Yes.
Where are our Gen Cs? Where are the local brands? And meanwhile, we have upcoming and mushrooming local manufacturers
Yes.
of beauty
In the
products
space, in the beauty
who are
space.
tending to feel that Lintons is being selfish.
It's
Lintons
not
is
for them.
being for them.
Yes.
They were not able to understand that actually now we partnered with brands and it's like we are tied because these brands come in and say, I want this space. If I have to be with you, I have to have 3 meter space.
Okay.
And I can't be next to, I can't be next to a local product.
Okay.
I can't be
the brand standards.
The brand standards are set and we have to adhere to them. So explaining these mushrooming sisters and brothers of ours was becoming hard.
Yes.
So Dennis felt that it's good to encourage other entrepreneurs in the same field.
Yes.
So why not start something that can cater for them, that they can come and show off what their dream is.
Nice.
So Beauty Box was born out of that. It's a brainchild of Dennis Gikunda.
Yes.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you have seen the latest at the Mwansi market.
I saw the one on, I've been to the one on Koinange Street.
Yes.
At the KTDA.
Yes.
I've been to that one.
You've been to that one?
Yes.
Oh, they are
fabulous
beautiful. They are beautiful. Yeah. And I believe they dream day and night with the wife.
Yes.
With his wife.
Yes.
They just come up with brilliant ideas.
And there I'm excited. You're supporting local manufacturers.
Yes.
So you play in both ends of the market quite successfully.
Yeah.
Wow.
We have products like Uncover.
Yes.
Tony something. We what we do is if you are confident about the quality of your product, come, we'll give you a counter. We'll give you maybe 6 months to 1 year. Prove yourself.
Yes.
Because you are the one to prove your dream.
Yes.
What is driving you?
Yeah.
I want to be able to capture what you have in your mind to tell the client. So here we are. The place is set for you. So call your clients. Train our BAs.
Yes.
The way you want them to handle your product. So it's a success story, I must admit.
And Beauty Box also it's growing a footprint. So you're growing both brands parallel. And I know you've now transitioned from the family business where your husband was doing the accounts. You're now a fully fledged local corporate entity with relevant corporate governance structures.
Oh, yes.
What a fabulous story. No, I think I'm sitting down and I'm a bit in awe of one, how you've gone about it. But maybe we can speak as we come to the tail end of the interview. We can speak about the brand. You know, there are many people who trade, you know, but there are not many people who build brands. And I think one of the things that I'll take home from your interview is the power of the brand. At the time when you are writing your letters to the international, trying to seek those partnerships, you are probably viewed as a trader because you had a single store and you're selling. You have a successful business you're selling, but you then transitioned fast from the design of the store, second to the look and feel and the brand identity and the other elements that make Linton Beauty and Beauty Box what they are. And you have now built a brand. And that brand comes once it's built and has achieved a certain scale. You now talk a different story because you're sought after. There's love for it that is independent. You know, people say, I like to ask people, where do you fuel? And they say, I'm a this person. You know, I go to this fuel brand. Oh, I always fuel. And you're looking out for the brand. And there's a certain... Maybe you can tell us as a bit about how that journey of building the Lintons Beauty brand and the Beauty Box brand has been.
The journey has been exciting.
Yes.
And we have come to learn. And we would love to tell our young people like you that quality matters. Consistency.
Yes.
You have to be consistent with what you are offering.
Yes.
don't give up easily.
Okay.
Things don't follow money.
You have to be resilient.
You have to be resilient.
Yes.
I always believe that success follows you when you are doing the right thing on day-to-day basis. Take your dreams, believe and trust that God is with you.
Yes.
And whatever little dream you have, He is going to multiply it. He's going to actually magnify it.
Yes.
To be that great, because He's given us creativity, each one of us.
So use it.
Use it.
Yeah.
And always aim at being a person of integrity.
Okay.
Integrity is part of building a brand that can be trusted, that will last. Trust other people, networks. You have to work with banks.
Yes.
You have to work with staff.
Yes.
You have to work with more senior people than you.
Yes.
Learn to respect their disciplines.
Yes.
Even that fundi who is putting a nail somewhere.
Yes.
Respect them.
Yes.
Respect what they are doing.
Yeah.
And the rest is like when you're making a cake.
Yes.
You need each and every of those ingredients. That's what I've learned in building a brand. And be ready to listen to others. We have learned a lot from those global brands.
Yeah.
At the beginning, you might feel to think that, they are dictating on me. They are being fussy for nothing.
Yes.
Why can't I mix this and that? Why can't I put, on this counter and this, or cleansers on this counter, disregarding whether they are from Clarins, from Estee Lauder, or from wherever.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, when you listen to them,
yes,
it works out.
Yes.
They have practiced this for many years. So why reinvent the wheel when you can just quickly learn from them and implement things the way they are?
Okay.
Yes.
Dr. Gikunda, wow, a lot to digest. I think that has been a fabulous conversation. First of all, I'm just in awe of what you have built and what you speak to what is becoming a theme of this podcast, which is Africans building international standard brand with very strong local context. And you're a great example of that. And because you're a retail, I think you're our first retail customer, in the sense that as the sixth episode of this podcast, we're yet to have a retail, and it's a great privilege to have you as the first one. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on this episode 6 of our podcast. I'll give Dr. Gikunda a chance to give us a parting shot and just share some words on wisdom. I think the website is www.lintonsbeauty.com, and it's Lintons, which is LINTONS, lintonsbeauty.com. And Beauty Box is the secondary brand. And as you have been told, there's Lintons Academy, which does beauty and cosmetic courses. So go check them out at Kenrail Towers and Westlands, Nairobi, 3rd floor. Dr. Gikunda, your parting shot?
Leonard, thank you so much. It's been a privilege having a discussion with you. I would like to say one thing that is in my heart, that I'm at a stage in life whereby my interest and my focus is to mentor young talent, particularly beauty talent.
Nice.
And to tell mothers, aunties, my friends out there, we are here to share what we have learned over 40 years plus. What we have gotten out there, we want actually to share. And when we train your girls, your boys, we want them to get out there, not just in Kenya, to work in Kenya. Apparently, I forgot to mention that we have some people who have gone to work, who have been interviewed, past interview, they are working in Dubai.
Oh, wow.
From our academy.
Nice.
We have somebody going to USA.
Excellent.
We are so thrilled because we are offering quality beauty education. Beauty is a profession like any other profession. As you can see, I changed from pharmacy to beauty because I admire the profession.
Yeah.
I know what it means once you learn the trick of beauty and how to help others in the beauty industry, because you really, really transform and equip somebody and make them confident forever, and they can excel in any field that they get into too. So bring them out there, bring them for us to mentor and train. Thank you.
Excellent. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And we look forward to seeing you next time when we record episode 7. Thank you very much.